Hi everybody. I want to take a couple minutes, and it's probably actually going to be one of our longer videos because there's a lot to cover, and for that I apologize. I'll try to keep it as concise as possible. We're going to take a couple minutes here to talk about our new brightspace learning environment. We've recently shifted from Blackboard to brightspace, so there might be a little bit of a learning curve, and that's totally okay. Any questions you have, feel free to connect with me and I'll find the answer for you. And of course you can also post in the general discussions forum or connect with IT yourselves to kind of smooth things out. Where we're all in this together, we're working together to make this the best experience we can, and I'm really excited about it. Alright, let's take a look at our awesome landing page. This is the landing page for our class. We have a lot of information up here. Course title, if we click on the course menu, it's going to take us to our announcements, learning modules, discussion, assignments, and grade options. We have a couple different tools. My SNHU will take you back to your personal SNHU landing page. Online student services, this will take you to those really cool resources we have, the SNHU OWC, the library, all that good stuff. And of course we have the help drop-down menu for specific technology help desk questions, and also the student tutorial videos. So any questions you have, like submitting your assignments, all that kind of stuff will be in here in significantly more detail than what we're going to cover here in this video. We also have some information up here, your message alerts, if you're subscribed to any of our discussion forums, all that kind of stuff. And of course, this will be your picture and your name. We have a lot of information here on our landing page. We have our most recent announcements. There's my fan. I'm sorry, it's loud from time to time. We also have the SNHU Shapiro Library directly linked here, frequently asked questions, and citing your sources guide, which we will use later in the term when we're working with MLA. We also want to take a look at the university policies here for late assignments. We want you guys to submit as soon, all of your assignments by the deadline, which will be Sunday, just before midnight at 11:59. We want to really try to get all of our assignments in by that due date, but we do understand that life does happen, and maybe something happened outside of class during the week, and you're going to have to submit something late. I encourage you to always talk with me if that's going to happen, if you feel like you're not going to be able to submit something on time, so that we can work together with your advisor too to make sure that you get back on that path for success. If you do submit something late, there is a 10% point deduction, meaning that if you submit something, you're looking at a 90% starting instead of 100%. So there is that 10% late policy that I do have to deduct for late assignments. And for discussion forums, we do not accept them late either. But again, if we feel like something's going to be late, get a hold of me and we'll see what we can do to work together to support your success. We also have some information on our access and accommodations here as well. We also have this kind of handy little tracking page, part of the page here, that will let you know how much left you got to do in the course. For example, I've gone through 4 of our 12 learning module topics. I've looked at all of our assignment rubrics, so it can really help you track how much work you've completed and how much work you have yet to go, which is really handy, I think, for this kind of learning environment. Alright, we have a couple different ways to look at our announcements. You can look at them right here. This is not my favorite way to do so because you only get to see 3, and they're going to be the most recent 3 that I have posted, not necessarily the most recent 3 that are relevant to you. So let's make sure that we always go down here and click on View All Announcements. And this is going to allow you to actually view the list of announcements, but of course you can do whichever way works best for you. Alright, I'm going to scroll all the way to the end here so you can see some of the SNHU announcements rather than just the ones that I have made for you, because there's some really cool information in here. Before we scroll all the way down, this is the My Instructor announcement. This is sort of my welcome for you. It's got my contact information, my email, my phone number, and my office hours. I don't actually have an office because I'm in the middle of nowhere in Michigan, and you guys are likely not in the same place, so I don't really keep regular office hours. Anytime you have a question, email. I'll get back with you in a couple hours, definitely within 24 hours, but usually it's much quicker than that. And you can also text me. I got my phone number there. If you want to, we can also talk on the phone in person, because that's the thing. We can talk on the phone, but I do encourage you to text me first because I tend to not answer phone numbers that I'm not familiar with because there's a ridiculous amount of spam out there, right? So always text with me first and say, hey, this is me from your class. Can we talk on the phone? And I'll be happy to make that happen for you. This gives you a little bit of information about me as well as the welcome video that's in our other announcement. One of the announcements I want to show you is the SNHU Online Writing Center. These guys are amazing, and they are here to support you every step of that writing process, not just to review your final paper, but to help you with concepts and grammar and all sorts of great stuff. So I encourage you to check them out, and feel free to submit any paper that you have there, not just papers for this class. We also have a really cool video here talking about all of the varied learning resources that we have here at SNHU to support your success. So I encourage you to check that out as well. And we have a couple really handy success stories here as well, about former students who have found success through SNHU. It's really a great institution. It's literally a dream come true for me to be here teaching you, because I actually went through the SNHU program for English. I've actually taken the same exact class years and years ago. Alright, this is an example of what our announcements will look like. I will send out 2 announcements every week, one on Monday morning and one on Wednesday morning. I'm talking about what our concepts are for that week. I will also break down various things, including these are our announcements, our assignment requirements, but also I'll give you some supplemental material to kind of help you with some of those key concepts. I like to call them key takeaways. I'll give you a little bit of information, and then over here, I'm pointing like you can see my hands. Over here, I'll give you some links to give you some additional information. Usually they're websites, or they might be articles, and occasionally they're actually going to be other activities to help you with the concepts that we're talking about. I will also always give you at least one reminder of the tasks that we need to do for a given week, and I always kind of promote, if you have a question, let's talk about it in the general questions forum, but you can also always email or text me any questions you have, and remember to check out the OWC. They're great people, and most importantly, always remember that you have got this. I'm going to show you what our second announcements look like as well, just so you know what you're in for. I'm really big on communication, which if you've watched our welcome video, you know communication is key to success. So I will send out announcements, I will email you, I'll do all sorts of reminders, and I encourage you to talk with me too. I'm a real person. I'm here to support your success. Reach out anytime. I'm here to support you. I will always provide an assignment clarification where I'm kind of talking through what we're supposed to be doing for this assignment and how we want to submit it. And again, I'll give you some supplemental information that I feel will help support the concepts that we're working through for a given week. These are not required reading or activities, but I do encourage you to check them out when you're able to. Again, I will always give you a reminder of what you actually need to submit. And right here on the right, it says this is a double submission. Several of our assignments will be what I call double submissions. And what that means is you're going to have an activity to do in MindEdge, but we're also going to have to submit that document in brightspace. And when this happens, I will clearly tell you how to do that process. And again, if you have any questions at all, I know this is a lot of information to take. Feel free to ask. I'm here to support you. I'm a real person, I promise, behind the screen. I am here to help you succeed. So that's what our announcements look like. I want to take you through my favorite way to kind of navigate through Brightspace. I really like the table of contents that we have. So let's click on course menu and then actually click on learning modules after we review our weekly announcements. And the cool thing is sometimes I'll actually email you the announcements, so you can go ahead and just click on learning modules if you've already reviewed our announcements that I've emailed to you. The cool thing about learning modules is it's going to, if I could speak, it is going to give you kind of a progress tracking bar here so that you know how many tasks you have left to do for that specific module, but also for the course as a whole. And then if we look on the left over here, we have our overview. We can bookmark certain things. We got our course schedule, table of contents, learning modules, submitting our assignments, our assignment rubrics, academic support, and other awesome stuff. So let's kind of scroll through our module here. This is going to be some information on what's going to be expected and how this process kind of works. Then we have our course syllabus, which I strongly encourage you to read, and in fact it's actually required for you to read it. And if you look over here on the right, it's going to check mark every task that we've already done. How cool is that? And then we have our MindEdge information. And what MindEdge is, it's sort of our virtual textbook. It's where we're going to do the bulk of our lectures, our readings, and all that kind of stuff. So you do need to gain access to it as soon as possible. If you have any questions, connect with that technology help desk, and also let me know, and I'll see what I can do to support you. Alright, and then we have our list of modules here, module 1, 2, all the way up to 8. Now you can review these at your own pace, but I do kind of support us doing it on a week-by-week week-by-week basis, so that we don't get too far ahead of ourselves. But if you work better by having an overview, by all means you can go through and review these again at your own pace. To gain access to our module, you want to click on it, and this is actually going to give you access to MindEdge. It's going to open it up in a new link for you. So now we have two links open. We have our brightspace area, and we also have our MindEdge area. And this is, like I said, this is our actual like learning textbook virtual experience that we have here. And we can click through the website, and we can also download it in a PDF if you learn better that way. We've got a lot of great options for you guys here. To navigate through, you can click on the drop-down menu, and you can also click Next. I encourage you to go through every page because there's valuable information explaining those critical elements that we're trying to achieve for all of our assignments and for our overall course objectives. So I discourage you from going, oh, like, cool, 1-3 is graded, that's the only one I'm going to look at. You might be a little lost if you do that. So let's kind of go through our learning environment by clicking Next, and that's going to take you to the next page. In this instance, it takes us to our discussion class mixer, and this is kind of a discussion forum where we get to kind of know each other a little bit. Hey, Jacob and Carly already posted. Hi, guys. So now we can carry on that conversation by replying to these discussion forums. And then we can hit Next, and it'll take us to our next page, and so on. And we'll also have access to our required assignments here too, but I'm going to post a different video because this video is getting kind of long on how to submit that kind of stuff. To gain access back to our discussion forum, just click back on that tab, and there you go. And this is saying, you know, the activities that we've done for Module 1. Let's get back to our learning modules table of contents. You'll notice that there's a string right here of the links that we are going through. Alright, so we kind of looked at our learning modules and how we gain access to that. So let's look at the next thing in our table of contents here. We have the option to submit our assignments. And this is actually where you're going to be submitting the paper versions, the Word versions of those various assignments that we'll do in MindEdge. So you do your work in MindEdge, and then we'll download it and actually submit it here by clicking on this link. And it's going to take you to a submission page with some information. You can add your attachments. We can also kind of reflect here too. And again, we're going to have our rubrics on every kind of touch base point. So you have your rubric in our MindEdge activity. You have your rubric here where you actually submit your writing notes. And we also have our rubrics here on the left hand side of our learning module page. Click in all sorts of places. Right here under Submit Your Assignments, we have our assignment rubrics. And I encourage you to review all of these because it's really going to give you those expectations. And again, I will post periodically on breaking down what the rubrics are, but you can gain access to view them just by clicking on them. And again, they give you the check marks to show which ones you've gained access to already. Just to show you what it looks like, when you look at a rubric, it will open up a PDF, and you can kind of if I could speak, it'd be so much easier for you guys, right? It will allow you to go through and see what critical elements that we need to hit for that given assignment. It's really handy. It tells you exactly what it is that we're expecting to accomplish with this assignment. All right, just a couple more things to talk about with our brightspace area. Okay. And then we also have some amazing academic support here. If you click on that, it's going to take you to this page where there's some direct links. So you have a couple different ways to access this stuff. Your learning community is amazing. It's like an academic social media, which maybe sounds dorky to you, but it is amazing. It's where you can connect with other students, join study groups, connect with tutors and writing coaches. It's really a great way to support your academic success, and it's students just like you going through all this stuff. And you know, it's a really good way to connect with other students while supporting your academic success. We also have a direct link to the Online Writing Center. Great people. I will promote them through the entire term to help support your success. And then we have research and citation support, originality checks, which we'll talk about later, and accessibility and disability services, smart thinking, and then we also have a tutor for written feedback. So we have a lot of resources available to support your success. So Brightspace is really, really cool. It's got a lot of information. There is a little bit of a learning curve because it is new to all of us, but we'll get there. We'll work together. So this is what our learning space looks like. If you have any questions while you're going through, let me know. I'm here to support you. And I always encourage you that the first thing that we do is look at our announcements, look at our learning modules, and then I'm also going to show you where our actual activities might be. We have discussion boards here too. We have discussion boards in MindEdge, and we also have general discussion forums here. So if you have any questions, pop in here and let's get a good conversation going. We also have a class cafe, which is just kind of an ungraded, hey, did you check out that Walking Dead series kind of conversations where we can get to know each other. That is, of course, ungraded, and you are welcome to participate in that if you would like. I want to show you another way to look at assignments by clicking on assignments in our course menu drop down. And this is going to give you a little bit of a cleaner look of what our assignments are, and you can of course submit them here as well. Alright, and I just went back to our SNHU homepage. And that's kind of our course in a whole nutshell there. So I know it's a lot of information to take in, and it's a little bit of a learning new environment thing, and on top of learning the new skill of writing composition. But I'm here to support you. SNHU is here to support you. We have a lot of amazing resources. The SNHU OWC, the IT support, we're all here to help your success. Your advisor will all be talking together to support your success through this course and through this transition. As always, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will answer them as best as I can. If I can't, I'll find somebody who can answer those questions. It's going to be a great term. I know this is a lot of information, but let's get that conversation going. You guys are going to do amazing. It's going to be a great term. Trust me. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited.